Hello all, how we're getting on. So we're back again with another video match preview of our up and coming game at the Vicarage Road against Watford. But first we've got news of a signing. So we've signed Aaron Connolly. You might remember him from his days at Brighton. Burst onto the scene, as a teenager a few years ago. Scored 2 goals on his debut. Is he going to be a good signing? Well, we'll have to wait and see. But as you can see by his record, he's got 25 goals in 120 games in a career which has seen him at a few different clubs. Like I say, he was at Brighton, where he got 8 goals in 52 games. He then went to Luton, didn't score there in 2 games on loan. Went to Middlesbrough, scored 2 goals in 20 games. Then went to Venezia in Italy, no goals in 5 games. But then he came back to Hull and he got 8 goals in 13 starts. Now, he's still only 24-year-old. Now, he has had some issues in the past. He's admitted that himself. Apparently, he was hanging about with the wrong groups of people, getting into trouble, drinking, that sort of thing. So he moved to Italy to get away from that sort of culture. He's come back. You see, he had that loan spell at Hull where he did well. And at only 24, if it's that Aaron Connolly who, it seems to have got his head back in the right place, then we might have made a shrewd signing. But time will tell. Now, he has said, since he signed, he said this: I feel very privileged to sign for Sunderland. I have only been up here for a short while, but it's easy to see what this club means to people, and the atmosphere on Saturday assured that. I want to represent that in the right way and pay back the faith the club has placed in me by playing well and doing what I love the most, which is scoring goals. I'm ready to move forward with my career, and after facing some challenges in recent times, and I fully understand the huge opportunity I have ahead of me. Now, following on from that, Christian Speakman has added to that and said, Aaron needs an opportunity to re-establish himself and to reset the perception of him as a professional athlete. It wasn't long ago that he was scoring goals in the Premier League and playing for his national team, but he has suffered some setbacks. We all handle challenges differently, and when it comes to responding, sometimes we don't get it right immediately. At Sunderland, he'll have the environment and support to perform and an opportunity to showcase his ability. It's an important 17-game period following the next international break, and we believe Aaron can add value to our squad during that period. We look forward to help him settle and supporting him in that process. So, what do you make of that? Like I said, he has admitted himself. He did say in 2022 he's got a good group of people around him, a good group of mates. The old circle I used to be around off the pitch, I've had to make up my mind up. At the minute, I'm probably the forgotten man in Irish football, and if I kept associating with people I've been associating with before, I would have completely gone off the scale. So, what's your thoughts on that? There'll be some areas of the fan base thinking it's a bad signing, kind of come in and upset the apple cart, if you like. Cheap signing, getting him on a free transfer. But me, personally, I think if we can get him fit, get him in the right mindset, I think he'd be a very, very good sign. And like I say, he's still only 24. From what I've seen, he presses the ball very high as well. He never stops, always stretching the opposite defence. So I think it's personally going to be a good sign. And like I say, he's got 8 goals in 13 games for Hull last season. I think once Rosenior left, then he then decided that he wanted to move on. So he's come to Sunderland. All the best, Aaron. Let's hope you can get on the scoring trail, knuckle down, and have a great year like your heroes, and see where it takes you. So on to Watford then. So they are currently managed by Tom Cleverley. Took over in March 2024. He's played 18 games, won 7, drew 6, lost 5, got a win percentage of nearly 39%. Watford have got off to a good start, or they did get off to a good start, and it's probably good for him, because they probably would have sacked him by now. Watford have had 20 managers in the previous 10 years. Enrique Flores was the longest serving in that spell, lasting just over a year in 2016. Massive turnaround. I've never known a club sack managers like they have in the past. The owners are absolutely ruthless. So given Watford's kind of drop off in results in recent weeks, Cleverley is surely going to be looking over his shoulder and hoping they can pick up some form quite quickly. Like I said, they did start the season off really, really well though. You can see here, they beat Millwall 3-2 away on the opening game of the season. They then beat Watford 5-0 in the Carabao Cup, beat Stoke 3-0 at home, beat Derby 2-1 at home, beat Plymouth 2-0 at home in the Carabao Cup. But since then, they went to Sheffield United and lost 1-0. They drew at home to Coventry 1-1. They lost 4-1 away at Norwich last weekend, and then lost 2-1 away at Man City last night in the Carabao Cup, which of course is no mean feat. But that recent drop-off has seen them drop to 8th place with a record like this of played 6, won 3, drew 1, lost 2, fought 10 against 9 with 10 points. So they will be looking at this weekend as a perfect opportunity to get back to winning ways and get back on form and get back to climbing that table. Top players this season, well, you can see Georgie Chakvedadze, I'll say that again, is their top performer this season, along with Edouard Kiyembe, Matty Pollock, Daniel Bachmann and Francisco Serialta. Goals wise, Edouard Kiyembe's got 3 goals from midfield, Ryan Andrews 2 from defence, Chakvedadze's got 1 along with Sissoko, Tom Deli-Bashiru, Vakar and Bayo and Mileta Racevic, they've all got 1 each. And the players, they're just trying to get me to keep saying this name, Georgie Chakvedadze has got 2 assists, along with Matty Pollock's got 1 and Ken Sema. Now they did make some good signings in the summer. Moussa Sissoko went back there, even though he's 34 years of age, still a quality signing, was a great midfielder in his day, so he'll be one to watch. They also signed Danny Jebison on loan from Bournemouth, who we were linked with. He's gone to Watford, so we've been linked with him quite a number of times, so he'll be a danger man if he's playing up front as well. So they have got some decent players, but we've got to kind of worry about ourselves. You know, we got back to winning ways last weekend with a fantastic win against Borough, with a 1-0 win and a fantastic, outrageous backheel from our superstar teenager Chrissy Rigg. That took us back to the top of the table briefly, albeit briefly, until a certain Josh Madge scored in the afternoon as West Brom beat Plymouth to take them back to the top of the table. So we're going to be going there trying to keep the momentum going, hoping, you know, we can get back, we can continue winning ways. West Brom have got a tricky game at Sheffield Wednesday, which will not be easy for them, so there's a chance we could end up back at the top of the table. Now, even though we've signed Aaron Connolly, like I said at the start of the video, like I've said before on here, I don't believe in changing a winning side, and I firmly believe that for the game on Saturday. I wouldn't make any changes, even though, you know, we've got Reggie Lebreese has got the option of bringing Dan Ballard back, Alan Brown possibly be fit, and Wilson Isidore chomping at the bit for his first start. I really don't think that will change a winning side. However, you know, we could be forced into a change in coming weeks, as Trey Hume, being his usual tough tackling self, has already accumulated 4 yellow cards. And with the ruling in the league this year, if you receive 5 yellow cards before the 19th game, it's a 1-match ban. So somehow I don't think he's going to go the next, 12 or 13 games without a yellow card. So that will be forced upon us in the next few weeks, I'm sure. He arguably could be sitting out this weekend's game after that potential red card tackle on Lat against Borough last weekend, but he got a yellow card for that. He is fit, he is available, but we'll have to worry about that when it happens, which I'm sure will be in the next week or two anyway. So the team, I think it will be like this. So we'll have Patterson in goal, Trey Hume, Chris Mepham, I think will keep his place. He was absolutely immense last week, so I think he'll keep his place alongside Luke O'Nien. Dennis Certain at left back, Dan Neil in the middle as captain, along with Job, again, who's been fantastic this season, different player. Chris Rigg, keeps on getting better and better every week. Roberts on the right, Romain Mundle on the left, revelation since Jack Clark left, couldn't be more happy with this form. And Eliza Mienda, like I say, I think will keep his place up front, even though there is the option of bringing Wilson Isidore in. Subs will probably be Simon Moore, Dan Ballard, Leo Hielder, Alan Brown, Alexic, Harrison Jones, Tommy Watson, Nazari Russian and Wilson Isidore. So score predictions then. Well, our recent record at Vicarage Road isn't the best. Last season we lost there 1-0. The season before, if you remember, we drew 2-2 with Dewey scoring a late equaliser. We lost 1-0 in 2017, drew 2-2 in 2016, drew 2-2 in 2004. The last time we won there was in 1999 in the Premier League with 2 goals from a certain Super Kevin Phillips and a winner from Gavin McCann. So it's not going to be easy. They are unbeaten at home. They've played 3, won 2, drew 1, lost none. They've scored 6, scored 2, conceded 6, got 6 points. But I think we can go there and win. They have suffered that bit of a downward turn in form, like I've said recently, and hopefully we can go down there and capitalise on it. We'll be roared on by 2,000 fans, making as much noise as we can. They had a tough game during the week against Manchester City last night. They lost 2-1. So I'm going to go for another hard-fought win, another clean sheet. I'm going to go for Watford 0, Sunderland 1, 3 points, hopefully back to the top of the table, with Sheffield doing us a favour against West Brom. So that kind of leads on to the score prediction competition. So well done to Banks and Bell, David Keir, John Kirby, Tim the Minion and Uncle Reggie, who all predicted a 1-0 win last weekend against Borough and got 5 points each. That makes the overall leaderboard look like this, with Stuart Mack leading the way on 13 points. Uncle Reggie's got 12, and then we've got Banks and Bell, Elizabeth Hare, Mel Lacey, Tim the Minion and John Ruddock on 11, David Williams on 10, John Kirby and Bill Hanley both on 9. So that's the current leaderboard. So submit your predictions in the comments below to get yourself on that leaderboard. I am away all next week, but I will update the table and the points after the game against Leeds on Friday night. There will still be videos coming out in the shape of match previews and reviews, of course, but I'm just aware, that's all. A big shout out and thank you to our latest member, Mel Lacey. Thank you so much for becoming a member. Mel, you joined Tim the Minion, Nut, Stephen Thompson and Banks and Bell as members on the channel. The money from the memberships, even though you might think it's a small amount at 99 pence a month, really does help and goes towards using the programs and paying for the programs that I use to make the videos on a weekly basis. So it's massively appreciated. Don't forget to please also like, share and subscribe to the channel. If you're new or you haven't done so already, just hit that button now if you don't mind. It's free, it costs you out, apart from the energy to click that button. So if you don't mind, hit that button now. It'll be massively appreciated, and we'll get the channel out to much more and a lot more Sunderland fans. But as I always say, watch out for the match review coming out after the game against Watford at the weekend. Hopefully we've got under the 3 points in the bag. Hopefully we're top of the table. But let us know what your thoughts are, on general. What's your thoughts on Aaron Connolly? What's your thoughts on the game on Saturday? How do you think it's going to go? Get involved, get in the comments, and thanks for watching. Take it easy, stay safe, and we'll speak soon. Ta-ra.